Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Another episode of Banish the Doubt. Tonight, tonight I want to talk about our focus. Where is our focus every day? You see, because I believe that this is integral to what takes place in our life every single day. You see, our words are seeds that we plant in the fertile soil of our mind. So I want you to read that again because we don't understand that we are creating our life in every moment of this life that we are here in this on this earth by what our words, what we say to ourselves. Most importantly, okay, my beliefs are nothing more than a chronic pattern of my thoughts. So the words and the thoughts, and then of course the emotions, the feelings that come from that. This is what creates our reality. Okay. And reality is nothing more than the outpicturing of our thoughts and our words that we speak. Now, this diagram here starts, shows us where everything started, okay, where our life began. So 3T here represents third trimester. And it's the third trimester where our brains turn on. Okay, so a child's brain turns on in the third trimester, but not the full brain. Okay, this is why I have these dashes here. These dashes represent the conscious mind. Only this portion of the mind is on, okay, or awake. And it's in the third trimester while we're still in our mother's womb. And these red arrows represent all the images, all the thoughts that are downloaded into our subconscious mind, which makes up our core beliefs. So, what was society like? Okay, we are in the womb, but we are very aware subconsciously. The subconscious is aware of this. Okay, family. What was the family life like? Okay, when we were being carried around by our mom, we were in the womb. What was the family life like? Was it an intact family, or was it a splintered family? Was there a lot of stress? Was there a lot of toxicity in this family unit? Was the family unit together, or was it not? Was dad around? Was there a dad? Parents, obviously. What mom and dad, were they around? What was the relationship like between them two? Was there a lot of ease? Was there a lot of love? Was there a lot of nurturing? Was there a lot of common ideas and thoughts and direction and foundational goals, things of that nature? Or was there a lot of strife? Was there infidelity? I mean, there's a multitude of things, okay? So that church or religion, what was religion like? We're being carried around here in this third trimester within the confines of this, okay? So what was religion like? Was there religion? How was it talked about through society, through parents, through family, through mom and dad, through the family, the extended family? Okay, what were mom and dad, what were the grandparents' relationship like? Were there grandparents around? And of course, school. Okay, now this is third trimester, but I'm going to get to school. This third trimester, the 7 years will connect with school here in a second. So, third trimester is when the brain turns on. So, obviously, we go through birth, right? And then we come into this world. We're a physical being, we're an infant child, but we can't communicate. Our eyes are open, but we're not able to consciously understand what's going on. So, everything's being downloaded. So, as we transition, and this why I have this here, this 3T to 7 years, is because that's what the Jesuit faith has been saying, teaching its followers for over 500 years. That's a key. 500 years. This, give me a child from birth. They didn't say third trimester, but from birth to 7 years. and I give you the adult. 7 years old, I give you the adult. Why? Because it's now this is our school, okay? What was school like? Was there school? What were the relationships like with teachers, other students, bullying? You hear things such as bullying taking place as early as kindergarten. All of this, how did you process this? What did your subconscious mind, how did it process this? Okay. So these are the core beliefs that are established. The foundation for who we are is established or was established here. Okay. So my words are seeds that I plant in the fertile soil of my mind. It's going to germinate. It's just nature. Okay. My beliefs are nothing more than a chronic pattern of my thoughts or my words. So the words that we say audibly come from the thoughts that we put into our mind, which generate a lot of times from the core beliefs that we've established within our mind from third trimester through 7 years. These are the foundational beliefs and the words. So what were the words like? What were the conversations like going around here while we were in the most um, infantile, formidable years? Okay, these formidable years. So this is how we're going to begin to break this or change this. We want to focus on ourselves every day, always. When I say always, I mean literally always. Okay, this is going to be a huge change for a lot of you watching this. And if you're new to this channel, you kind of stumbled upon this, do me a favor, hit the subscription button and the notification bell, and you'll receive all of my videos if you think this is worthwhile information. Okay, and if you're a subscriber, and you'd like to have more of this on a sort of a one-to-one, just go into um, my account or whatever it's called, and you'll see the link there to Calendly, and you can set up an appointment. Okay. I release the need to control the effortless flow of life. Now, this is because of what I just explained. A lot of us grow up in a mindset that we have to control things, especially if what I just established on the previous page, there was a lot of toxicity, there's a lot of disharmony. There was a lot of stress and anxiety and fear in our life growing up. We have a tendency to control things because we want to feel safe. We don't want to be hurt or be a part of that. So we unconsciously control things in our life. But there's an effortlessness to life. If you look at the trees outside, every spring they bloom, every fall the leaves fall off. New leaves come up, new flowers come up in the spring. They go through their life, right? The lifespan, they die off in the fall. There's an effortlessness to it, to life. So we want to learn how to release the control of that, okay? It's not about changing the external circumstances. It's about changing the cause. What's the cause? The thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the beliefs, those core beliefs I just talked about. It's changing those, nothing external to us. You're going to find here in a second, okay, that your external life, my external life is nothing more than a manifestation of these inner thoughts and beliefs and core beliefs and feelings that we hold on to from the previous page that was formed within us from those most delicate of years, third trimester through 7 years. And then beyond, we start to develop our own beliefs after 7 years, because then we start to become conscious. So if I drew that same diagram at 7 years and beyond, that top portion wouldn't be a dash, it would be solid. So it would be almost like a solid circle. So we put the beliefs in to the conscious mind, and it goes into our subconscious mind. But a lot of our subconscious mind is already established with those core beliefs, which is why we can say things like, oh, I want to be like them. I want to be successful, what we consider success. I want to drive that car. I want to live in that house, in that neighborhood. But the core beliefs are already established. And this is why a lot of times we'll say things and then we just kind of go away. We don't say it, we don't keep to it because it's our core beliefs of who we are, how we see ourselves that overrides the feeling, the fleeting feeling in the moment. That's why a lot of people don't have the discipline to stick to it. These videos are essentially why I make them. This is why I'm so passionate about making these types of videos, to understand that it is a focusing on ourselves in our inner state always. We always focus on that. Okay, so time is an illusion of the physical world. I want to sort of stress this point. There is no such thing as time in the universe, in the spiritual world, with source, God, whatever you want to call it. There is no time. Again, the trees outside, the animals outside, the squirrels go and collect acorns every single fall to put them away for the winter, for the snow coming. They don't have to think about it. They just do it. It's just, there is no time in the world. It's a construct of the physical world. So when we say things such as, I am, or I would love to be, or I am rich, or I am in a beautiful relationship, well, in essence, in source, in the universe, it's done. We are already that. The difference between us seeing it here in the external world, what we see, and the manifestation of that are these layers of veils between what is actually there and what we can perceive, what we can see. Because again, it goes back to those core beliefs. My circumstances are nothing more than a shadow, echoes of past thoughts, feelings, and actions, my habitual thoughts and feelings. So, again, going back to that first illustration, my circumstances nothing more than a shadow, echoes of past thoughts, feelings, and actions. So, this is why we can say things such as, I don't understand why it doesn't work out. I try, but nothing seems to work out because we are dealing with the shadows. We don't understand those veils I talked about, the shadows of past thoughts, feelings, and actions. So if we grew up in a environment, a society, in society, I mean, maybe within your family, the society, that little society of a family, where money, success was considered as those people, not us. We're not successful. I'm the first person ever to go to college, or maybe there was jealousy. Maybe there was your parents were jealous of you because you had the grades. So these are the thoughts, the circumstances that you developed. I mean, these are just ideas I'm kind of coming up with as I'm speaking here. But you can start to think about your own life, where you were how you were raised. What were the conversations like surrounding money? What were the conversations surrounded relationships? What was your parents' relationship like? You see what I'm talking about? So I'm going back to this is where our circumstances oftentimes you'll see mirror the relationships our parents had. Why? Well, because that's who our role models were. This is the foundation. So circumstances are nothing more than a shadow, echoes of past thoughts, feelings, and actions. Think of your circumstances right now. Okay, think of yourself where your life is right this very moment. If you're not liking where your life is, you think that there's more to your life, then understand your circumstances. There's nothing, there's no such thing as time. So you can change those circumstances right now. In this very moment, you declare whatever it may be. Okay. Every day when we wake, we have a choice. So when you wake up in the morning, you and I, we will have a choice. We can either choose to be swept away by the currents of the world. Okay, what's going on in the world right now? Okay, a lot of stuff is kind of like happening all around us. It's in our face all the time. It's like staring into a fire hose, right? With all the information. So we can either choose to be swept away by that, or allowing the external circumstances to dictate our thoughts and feelings and actions. We can allow that to happen. We can do that. You and I have this choice, right? We wake up tomorrow morning. We can choose it right now, but I'll just use tomorrow morning as an example. We can continue to do this, okay? And these circumstances don't necessarily have to be what I'm talking about. There could be personal stuff to you, relationship issues, whatever. You're going to work tomorrow. What's your mindset tonight going back to work tomorrow, okay? Or we can choose to focus, okay, on ourself. Focus on ourself always. Turn inward and connect with God, source within you, whatever you want to call it. Okay, you connect with that. Okay, make no mistake, you are source. You are source. You are God. God is in you. No, he or she or it is in you. Source is in you. We are all parts of the same energy. You and I are a part of it. We are spiritual beings having this human existence. We are not humans having a spiritual existence. It is the opposite. Okay? We are, so make no mistake, you are source in human form expressing itself as you. So you are source in a human form expressing itself as you. This is not a selfish act, okay? It is the most selfless thing you can do. So changing how you think, where your focus goes, changing it from out there, focusing on out there, what they're doing. There's no such thing as, I want you to banish the idea of any doubt in your life. I want you to banish the idea that anything or anybody out there can truly change how you feel about yourself. Because at your core, at source, that never changes. That's just sort of like here, okay? And all these fingers here, I'll even put the thumb up here, are all the thoughts, the doubts, the fears, the anxieties, the stress that we have in our life. Who we are at our core, source, is here. It has always been here. Okay, so even back when I gave the illustration, we, in who we are, who we always have been, we are a part of that spark, that source energy that we emanated from. That is a part of who we are. We came into the life like this. Okay, so third trimester, boom, light turns on, brain turns on. But then all this starts to filter in and obscures this. Okay, so this is here. This is us. It's who we are at our core, but it's obscured by all this that we make unconsciously. We don't understand we're creating all this unconsciously because we were unconscious, right? When we came into this world, third trimester through 7 years, we were unconscious, just subconscious. So doing this, focusing on ourselves now and always, is the most selfless act that we could do. Selfless. I'll explain in a second why. When we align ourselves with our divine self, so us, when we align with this, okay, we do this. We elevate the entire world. Now, that may seem like an abstract thought, like how am I lining up myself with my divine self, helping or enhancing the world? I can't even seem to pay my rent or whatever it may be. Hang with me a second, okay? We illuminate the path for others to follow. One second. It's a little warm these days. Gotta have a little hydration. But when we do this, my friends, we illuminate the path. Why? Because when we tap into that source that I was talking about a second ago, that is who we are. That is who everybody is. We are all interconnected in this universe. Okay, we are not separate. So when I change who I am, when I tap into that source energy, that energy emanates from me. Okay, Others are attracted to it because we're all attracted to that where we came from. Okay, so our thoughts and feelings are the building blocks of our reality. So going back to what I said a minute ago about waking up tomorrow morning, excuse me, what you are going to choose. What thoughts and feelings are you going to choose to tap into? Okay, I don't create reality. We are reality. I know that's maybe a little tough for somebody to hear about and to sort of wrap their head around, but I want you to think from this point forward, you are reality. There is no reality outside. Society wants us to think there's realities outside of us. It is not. You and I, my friends, we are reality. We create our reality every moment of every day by how we think and how we feel. Your perception of yourself is outpictured in every moment of your life. In this outpicturing, okay, this how you perceive yourself, how you conceive of yourself goes out. Your world, your reality, your world reflects back just like a mirror does. Those exact thoughts and feelings. Okay. Okay. So I want you to think of the universe, okay, as saying it has no feelings, it has no emotion. It just says, okay, John, that's what you want, then that's what we're going to give you. And we attract to us all the people, all the events that emanate, that have, or and not emanate, but have those same types of thoughts and feelings. Like attracts like. Magnets attract other magnets. It's just the law of the universe. So if we want to change our circumstances outside, the perceived circumstances outside, we have to first go inward and align ourselves with who we are at our core. Who we are at our core is nothing more than this love and this vibration, this we are perfect humans. Okay, don't ever let anybody outside dictate how you feel or supersede your feelings of yourself. You are perfect in every way. You were born into this world, you came into this world perfect. There's nothing that changed. Again, here, source energy, who you are. This here, this here is society, this here is everything that's been perceived to have told you who you are. You're not. If you can hang on to this feeling, I promise you, you can go as far as you want to go in this world. So every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold on to is shaping your world in this very moment. As you're watching me, every thought you're feeling, every emotion you're feeling, every belief you have is you are creating your world right here, right now. The fact you can't see it because there's a lapse. Okay, there's a lapse in time. Now, again, I know I said there's no time in time as a construct of the physical world, but there is a lapse between what we say and what we feel and it manifesting in our real world, in the physical world. Okay, so some of you are saying, yeah, George, I can feel all that, I can think all that, but you know what, I still can't make the mortgage payment or whatever. That's the belief. Congratulations. That's the belief you need to let go of. This is the belief you need to change and understand that your your circumstances of your world, of your life, are nothing more than the beliefs and the emotions and the thoughts you've been thinking, feeling, and holding on to all your life. That's why we're in a situation we're in. But there is no situation. It's why things are the way they are. It is through becoming aware of these inner movements that you can begin to consciously, consciously direct it. Okay? So up to this point, a lot of what's been going on in our life has been unconscious. But from this point forward, remember, tomorrow morning, you wake up, what path do you want to go down? We are going to consciously direct our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and we're creating our beliefs right now. We don't, I want you to make feel like you're severing a rope, okay? You're not breaking the rope, because when we break a rope, what happens? A lot of those little fragments kind of hang, right? We want to sever. We want to sever ourselves from whatever it is that went on in our life up to this moment. Because we literally, in this moment, when we start to consciously direct our thoughts, we change everything that happened previous to that, and everything that is what is can happen in the future. Because to the universe, remember I told you, when we declare this, it is done. The reason, and let me go to the next page. Let's talk more about this. I'll get to that thought in 1 second, what I was talking about here, because it kind of ties into what I'm saying here. Imagine your mind as a garden, okay? So these thoughts, these little seeds, are our thoughts, okay? They're a mixture of beautiful flowers, because we've had good thoughts in our life, right? And also weeds, okay? But they when I told you in the beginning, they get planted. We put them into the fertile soil of our mind, okay? Become the master gardener of your mind. So from this point forward, we want to become the master gardener. We want to become consciously aware. We want to direct the types of thoughts that we have. We want to obviously eliminate the weeds so we can create more beautiful flowers, or have more beautiful flowers, these types of thoughts. Okay. Select the thoughts to nurture, okay, and beliefs to water by my attention. Okay. So we want to select the thoughts, and then the beliefs that we have. We start to really focus on this. We want to water. Well, watering would be YouTube videos. It would be getting around people who feel the same way. Now, what's going to happen is those types of people and these events are going to start showing up in your life. Now, if you've been a subscriber of mine for a while, you've been watching my videos, some of the things you might have been starting to notice are double numbers or triple numbers, a series of numbers, like say 444 or 222. Understand this. That is the universe talking to you. If you look them up, you'll see angel, whatever you want to call it, universe, source. It talks to us inside. The Bible says God speaks to us in silence. It is in these moments where we start seeing, again, we'll do this with our life, and we start becoming more aware. We start to broaden our awareness. And one of the ways we want to start doing this is we want to start noticing moments when the old us starts to come up. Because remember, we're not going to just change. We're going to change. The world doesn't say, yes, the universe doesn't say you're changed. This, whatever it is you want, is here. But those feelings, those thoughts are going to come up. Maybe somebody cuts you off in traffic, and you still flip them the bird and you start to, curse them out. But if you can catch yourself now and start to understand that was the old you, the time between the event taking place and you catching yourself is referred to as a refractory period. It's the amount of time between, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this, the time between the event and catching yourself. The more you can shorten that time, the closer to your reality you're getting. That is one of the things. So things go on in life, and you happen, and be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up over this. Just recognize, but give yourself a victory. Okay, almost like keep a score or something. Every time that I catch myself, that's a victory. I caught myself. Good. Okay, I'm starting to become more aware of things. So this is how we want to do this. Okay, we want to become the master gardener of our mind, the thoughts that we put into our mind. And remember, I said in the beginning, beliefs are nothing more than chronic thoughts. So as we start to sort of create more and more thoughts, I want you to think of it like this. You're watching this for the first time, or you've maybe been a subscriber of mine for a while, and you're taking two steps forward. Let's say you're starting to do this and you're starting to become aware of your thoughts and the thoughts that you really like, and you want, okay, George, I'm going to start thinking about this. And then you take 5 or 10 steps backwards because you kind of got away from things and whatever. That's okay. You took 2 steps forward. Next time you take 3 or 4 steps forward. What I'm saying is you take 3 steps forward and then 10 steps back. And then next time you take 10 steps forward and 15 steps back. And then, but eventually you're doing this where the amount of steps you're taking forward is much more outweighs the amount of steps you're taking back, meaning you're not getting into those, or you're becoming more aware when those emotions or those situations take place and you're catching yourself. So the refractory period is going from here to here to here to here. And eventually it's never always going to be perfect, but you're going to start to understand. And that's, my friends, when things really start to ramp up. Okay. So things you want to start to maybe implement a little bit. Start to journal. Okay, find yourself some time alone in the morning, especially for me specifically, it's in the morning. Meditate. Just kind of be silent, be quiet, just close your eyes and start to focus and think about what it is you want. Could be money, could be relationship, could be health, whatever it may be. Focus. See yourself as having that, as doing that, as being that. Okay. Journal. Very instructive. Okay. This here is my journal, because you'll find as you write down, and then when you do this, every couple of days, read back in your journal. You kind of like see where you were, because we tend to be caught up in this rat race. We just go, 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 go. Journal. See, like, wow, this is where I was at. And wow, I remember those thoughts. I remember whatever that was. And what's going to start happening, you're going to start noticing a pattern in the journaling, your thoughts. Okay, so focus those thoughts as much as you can. So there's a couple of things that you can do. Now, the law of attention states that if you, this should actually be a law of attraction, not attention. The law of attraction states if you assume a state and if you live from it as if it was already true, live as if it was already here, we've always established it is, okay, it must manifest in your outer world. You must focus on yourself every day. So let's kind of tie it in here. So we've established where we come from, okay, third trimester through 7 years, and the beliefs that have been downloaded into our minds, our subconscious mind. We understand we have a certain set of core beliefs. We understand things such as the outer world. There is no competition, okay? There is no anything outside to change. It always is internal, okay? We start to understand we need to change our thoughts, change our emotions, change our beliefs, that our beliefs are nothing more than a chronic collection of thoughts. So we start to change this. And the law of attraction states, once we start doing this and you want to become consistent with it, that we live from it as if it was already true. Again, the relationship, the health, finances, whatever it may be, it must manifest in our outer world. So in order to do this, we must focus on ourselves every day as often as possible throughout the day, not from a standpoint of we don't think of other people or we just cut people out of our life. No, but you're gonna start to notice that when you're interacting with others, especially when it's your family, you're gonna start to you're gonna start to catch yourself, and you're gonna start to sort of see yourself. One of the other things I want you to think about is emotions. Hold on one second. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Nope. Yep. Excuse me. So what we're going to start to understand is I want you to adopt this thinking as well. We never have emotions. I want you to think of emotions as I am going through an emotion. Okay. I am not the emotion. This emotion is going through me. Okay. I feel the emotion. I'm separate from it. I'm detached from it. I'm going to get more into this in another video, but I want you to start to understand this, start to think of, okay, this emotion is nothing more than the old thoughts, feelings, and assumptions coming true, coming out, which is why I'm feeling this. Okay, so this is what we want to do. We want to focus on ourselves every single day. We want to focus on ourselves and our thinking as much as we can every day throughout the day. And this is, you adopt this, my friends, and you're going to start to see some massive changes take place in your life. And some of you may see it very quickly. Okay. Again, folks, as always, thank you so much for subscribing to this channel, for watching my videos. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave them down below. Please share these videos with others, because the more we get these videos out to the world, the healthier the world is going to become. And again, like I mentioned, if you would like to have a more of a one-on-one type of a conversation about this, feel free to go back into my channel, click on the link, and I'll be happy to go ahead and sit down and talk with you. Thank you so much, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless.